So today, I'm going to talk about men who sound like women are funny. Actually, today, the topic is, I'm giving myself a promotion. And we can talk later, Miles, about the money part. So, you know, what could I change my title to, right? And there's so many to choose from, right? Chief Digital Officer, Grand Chief Creative Officer, Chief Innovation Officer, Creative Scientist, Customer Insights Officer, Ninja, Chief Thinker. There are just so many out there, right? But it's actually going to be none of these. And you'll probably laugh when it comes up again. And today I just want to talk about why I'm changing it to this. And why this is so important to me, and I think should be important to all of us. And so, as of this moment, I'm Jeff Benjamin, Chief Invention Officer. And invention, I think, for us as an agency has always been important, right? I think when we look back in time, the things that we've been doing, even before I ever got there, a lot of the stuff that Andrew had done and Rob had done, all that stuff, the success had been defined by an ability to invent, right? Like just to be true inventors, tinkerers. And you know, since I got there, like the reason I love Crispin so much, CPB, is because it gave me that opportunity to invent. And I think when I got there, it was about interactive, and interactive is very much about invention. But I think these days, there's so many types of interactive out there, right? It can just be basic banners, standard banners, this and that, that you sort of get, what's lost, I think, is that spirit of invention. And I think it's important for any brand and any agency out there to have somebody who is sort of spearheading this notion of invention. And I ramble a lot, so I hope this all makes sense. This is Johannes Gutenberg, right? Gutenberg, he invented the printing press in the 1400s. A major invention, right? You would think that this guy would be like loaded. But when he died broke, penniless. He was actually exiled from where he lived. And it wasn't until years and years later, like 20, 50 years, that we actually understood what he did for us and what that invention meant. And a lot of that was because, sometimes I need to figure out what I'm going to say next. It was because culture had to catch up to technology. Culture, everything that was going on, it had to catch up with his invention. And I think that we're at another point in life, just like that. Because for years we've had incredible technology, incredible inventions, and certainly people have been getting rich. They haven't died broke, penniless. But texting, right? It's only about 3-5 years ago that this really took on, but it had been around for so long. This is a funny slide. No one can read it though. It says, "Have you seen my phone? Didn't you just text me on it?" People are buying things. They're buying televisions now all of a sudden. When Amazon came out, who would have thought you would bought a TV, right, over the internet, and you would pay, $2,000, $3,000 for something? This is my office. Rob is very angry because he sits across from it, because it usually looks like this, because I'm always buying things on Guild and Amazon and stuff. People are watching. They're not going to the video store anymore, right? They're watching movies just on their TV through, Direct TV and Comcast and all that stuff, Netflix. We're buying pizzas, through mobile. Like, who would have ever thought this would have happened? The technology has been out there for years, but it's only now that we've decided as a culture that we're willing to do that, and it's been very ordinary. We're finding love online. Here's my Match.com profile. BenJoey001 if anyone's interested. And everyone's playing video games. This guy's playing, I don't know why I have this here, but he's playing video games with a baby in his lap. Great dad. So I think we're at another point, right, where culture has caught up with technology. And I think in the end, it's going to give us another creative renaissance, where we're going to see amazing inventions, amazing technologies take off, because we're willing to do it. The culture and the technology are finally in sync. And it's not going to be the brands that are sort of successful at harness this. It's going to be the brands that survive. It's going to be more about survival, right? If you're a brand out there and you're not inventing, if all you care about is making banner ads and TV spots and print ads and all this other stuff, you're probably not going to be around. Because I think success, at least for us, has always been defined by the ability to invent. And I think we're going to see survival is about that ability to invent pretty soon. So now, I don't know how much time I have, but I wanted to just take a look at some work. And I think you're going to see something else, right? Which is that it's not just about invention and technology. It's also about telling stories through these inventions. Because I think, let me drink some water, my mouth's getting very dry. I think what you'll find that the great inventions out there, it's not just about innovation. It's about being able to tell a story through that technology and innovation. This first one's Pizza Tracker. We did this for Domino's. And you ordered a pizza, and you order your pizza, and you're like, for 30 minutes, you're like, where the fuck is this thing, right? And you're just saying that to yourself over and over again, and that's the story that brands are telling themselves that sell pizza. We created this thing, and it told you exactly what was happening in the process. So in this case, I guess Abdullah or somebody began making your order. It tells you when you prep it, when it's going in the oven, and then it tells you when it's out for delivery. An amazing invention, and I think another thing about invention, this is some technologies that Domino's had. They just weren't revealing it to the public. They weren't making it transparent. They had all this amazing technology to track how efficient their employees were. And we said, hey, why don't you take that same technology and turn it into a little tracker so you can let people know what the fuck is going on over the course of the 30 minutes. Chicken fries. There's not much of a story here, but I wanted to share this because, I mean, this is a fruit product, right, for Burger King that became very successful. And it was actually, the person who came up with this is our very own Rob Riley, who's sitting right here, who's also a champion darts player and a jazz musician. Anyway, we're running out of time. So this is Small Business Saturday. I'm not going to play the video because we don't have time, but it's an invention of an actual day, Small Business Saturday, where we said, if you're a small business out there, everybody's got Black Friday, let's do Saturday, where if you're a small business, we'll get people to come in and buy your products. And then I was going to show you guys, do we have time for this? All right, I'm going to wrap it up. This was Whopper Less. This is an example of something we did with DirecTV, where, in the US at least, not many people are doing anything. We invented a game over that platform. And it's an example where I think if you're an advertiser, you're going to have to invent new platforms and ways of connecting with consumers in the future. Again, if you really want to survive. So thanks, everyone.